Welcome friends to Flannel Jammies Farm. I'm Donna Ray and this is FlossTube number 15, I think. It is Sunday, September 23rd, and it is the day after the first day of my very favorite season of the year, autumn. I love autumn. The crisp air and the boots and sweaters and pumpkins and cozy evenings and baking and cinnamon, all the things. I love autumn so much. What about you? Some people like summer, some people like spring. I like spring, but I survive summer just to get to autumn. It's my favorite. So it's been about a month since we've been together here. I have been doing lots and lots of things, but in the meantime I had an invitation from Ginger Gerald to be a guest on one of his Confessions of a Flosstuber episodes. I happily accepted, and that episode went up a couple of weeks ago, so if you missed it, I'll provide a link below. These Confessions of a Flosstuber videos of Ginger Gerald's are in-depth interviews with different Flosstubers, just sitting down and chatting with Gerald about all sorts of things, stitching and life and all sorts of things. So if you missed that interview, I'll provide a link below. And also check out his other Confessions of a Flosstuber episodes. There's some really good ones on there, and you get to know a lot of Flosstubers a little bit better. So the Hubs and I went on a little weekend getaway, and I was so very blessed to meet up with Melissa of In Stitches with Melissa and Amber. I know you've seen her videos. She's darling. We spent a lovely afternoon visiting together and hiking in an old cemetery. It was great. There was a mourning museum there, M-O-U-R-N-I-N-G. There was a hearse house with an old carriage, horse-drawn carriage hearse. It's just fascinating. So what a great place to visit. It was really hot. It was August here in Virginia and just really hot, sticky weather. But Melissa's kids were adorable, and she was so very kind to spend the day sweating with us. And while we were there, she gave me this beautiful pin pillow. Such a sweet surprise, Melissa. I mean, look at this beautiful backing fabric. It's just gorgeous. I love it. So she gave this to me while we were there, and I so appreciate it. Thank you, Melissa. It was great to spend time with you and meet you and the kids. So I have some congratulations to extend. First and foremost to R&R Reproductions. On October 3rd, Ann Robbins and Pat Ryan will have been in business as R&R Reproductions for 25 years. That's 25 years of enriching our lives with their incredibly beautiful hand-dyed linens, with their reproduction cross-stitch charts, with their vast knowledge of this craft, and with their generous and gracious customer service. They are having, to celebrate, a drawing on the R&R Reproductions Facebook page. So you just want to go there and leave a comment and enter. On October 3rd, they'll be drawing a name, and they are giving away 3 fat quarters of linen. That's pretty amazing. Ann and Pat, I want to thank you for enriching our stitching lives, and I want to thank you for all that you give to this community. And I wish you so many blessings in the years to come. May they be even better than the 25 that have come before. The next congratulations goes out to Stitching Shadows. She had a goal to have 999 subscribers on her FlossTube channel. Well, she has surpassed that. Congratulations, Stitching Shadows. And yes, I watch everyone. Let's go on to some charming mentions. I have been watching some new to me FlossTubers anyway. The first one is Ms. Cookie Stitcher. Isn't that a great name? I love that. She's a teacher and she's been stitching since about 7th grade. I loved, she had a stitched piece that said, "Crippling anxiety is my cardio." I can so relate. I really enjoyed her channel. So again, that's Ms. Cookie Stitcher. The next one is Stitchy Lindsay. She's in Michigan and she's been stitching for about a year. She's a gamer and she has this huge Super Mario map piece that she's working on. It's going to be awesome, and I just loved her spunky personality. So again, that's Stitchy Lindsay. Next is Jay at Little House of Stitches. I have notes that I'm looking at. Little House of Stitches. She's 26 and she's been stitching on and off for about 14 years. She's from South Africa. She's lovely, by the way. From South Africa, but she's currently living in the UK with her husband. So give her a watch. Again, it's Jay at Little House of Stitches. Next is a new male Flosstuber, Bart at Nordic Stitcher. He's also Nordic Stitcher on Instagram. He's in Sweden. He's a full-time student. He had the most beautiful Game of Thrones House Stark piece. Gorgeous, just gorgeous. And he's currently working on a pop art style Marilyn Monroe piece that's really coming along beautifully. And the next one I want to mention is Kate at Madam Ice. Her first video was brought to you by Hurricane Florence. She decided that was a great time to produce her first FlossTube video. She's 25 and she's been a quilter. She was taught to quilt by her great-grandma Bessie and loves hand quilting, loves that process. But she got a little bit burned out. She made 3 quilts one Christmas for family members and got a little bit burned out on quilting. So she turned to stitching. She's been stitching for about a year and she's working on Eliza Bellcock's. Which is great, right? Speaking of Hurricane Florence, our prayers are with all of those who were affected by this devastating storm. We were not hit by the storm. We were in the predicted path, or at least the cone of uncertainty, for quite a while at the beginning, and then it turned. And our neighbors to the south in the Carolinas were hit very hard. And so we continue to hold you all in prayers, and please also pray for those who are responding and serving the needs of those in the Carolinas who have been hit hard by this storm. I wanted to share with you a couple of magical arrivals. Carol Asher, who used to live in our area and has moved away, sent me the sweetest package. She is StitchySew, S-E-W, on Instagram, and she included in the package this fantastic bumblebee mug. I showed this on Instagram and a couple of you said, "Ooh, I have that mug too." It's great. It's huge, which I love. And she also sent me this great Phoebe Wall card. I love Phoebe Wall. And some of this wonderful, have you guys seen this? This bees wrap. This is really cool stuff that you can use. It's cloth that's been coated with beeswax, and you can use it instead of like cling wrap or saran wrap, plastic wrap, to cover your food dishes. I have made some with my friend Marcy, and it's really, I had that upside down, how silly. I've made some with my friend Marcy, and it's really cool stuff, but this is awesome. This is the professional grade. She also sent me a wonderful Michelle Palmer needle minder. Look at that bee. Is that beautiful? Oh, just love it. Carol, thank you so much. I look forward to the time when either we're out your way or you're back here so that we can get together. That would be great. HelenD was very sneaky, and she contacted a friend and sent me a surprise in the mail. I had no idea she had my address, and she sent me the sweetest little card. Look at this. Precious! Oh my gosh, I love that. But she also sent me a true magical arrival needle minder, and it's a little Hedwig owl and all these flying letters around him. It's perfect. It's so sweet. Helen, as I told you, I had been having some days, and you just really, really brightened my week. So thank you so much for that sweet thing. The next one came from across the pond. My friend Jay, Mortuary Stitches. Hey Jay, how are you feeling? She makes these really wonderfully witchy dolls that she sells in her Etsy shop. And I had contacted her and asked, is it possible to ask for a custom one? Maybe one with a very plain dress and just plain buttons. And I want to introduce you to Mincy. She sent me this card. But also, this is Mincy. She's fabulous. So she has just a plain black dress. She's got some stripy sleeves and whoop, some stripy legs. But plain black dress with plain black buttons and a black bow. She's got this great hat, and look at this long gray hair. Isn't it wonderful? And look, this is my favorite part. Her little boots have buttons on them. I just squealed like a child when I saw these. Oh my gosh. And the little tag, of course, says handmade with, and the love, the heart has the little British flag in it. Mincy is wonderful. Jay, thank you. If you guys are in the market for a really fun little witchy doll, you can either check out Jay's Etsy shop, which I'll link below, or you can contact her and ask if you have something specific in mind for a doll. I bet she could hook you right up. Mincy, have a rest, my friend. Isn't she great? She's named after an aunt of mine. I've been doing some digging on ancestry. My father always talked about, Daddy would say, oh, Aunt Mincy did this or Aunt Mincy did that. And I was like, what? Is her name really Mincy? Her name is really Mincy. So funny. Anyway, when the Virginia Stitchers met up this past week, and by the way, if you're in Virginia or you're traveling through Virginia on the third Friday of the month, we meet here in Virginia Beach from 1 to 4 at a local church. So you're welcome to join us. In fact, Lady Bird Stitches on Instagram, she and her mom, hi Jessie, hi Michelle, they stopped by, not only Dying to Stitch, but our little group, and stitched with us for a little while. And it was so fun to meet them and spend a little time getting to know them better. Anyway, while we were at that meetup, Glenn, Southern Stitches, passed the stash along to me. This is a little Danish design Copenhagen kit. And so it's this lovely swan on a lake. And the name of the chart is The Ugly Duckling, which I love. That's great. And so it comes with the thread and the linen and the instructions. Just beautiful. And I was so thankful to get that from Glenn. But then, because Glenn is going to celebrate on October 30th, National Candy Corn Day, Glenn also gave me, look at this thread keep. Oh my gosh, this handmade thread keep. Isn't it great? It's candy corn, okay? That's great. And this adorable handmade needle book that's candy corn. Aren't they fun? Oh my gosh, Glenn, thank you so much. Now don't forget everybody, celebrate National Candy Corn Day, October 30th, okay? All right. Do you want to chat about my FFOs? I have a couple. So the first one is not really stitchy related, at least not my stitching. Long ago, my mother-in-law gave us a needlepoint piece. Really, Scarlett? Oh my goodness. Gave us a needlepoint piece along with this little card in her handwriting. And it said, needlepoint from one of Grandmother Gump's dining room chairs, crafted by her daughters about 1970. There were 6, one for each grandchild. My husband was one of those grandchildren, and so we received one of those needlepoint pieces. Just beautiful, and we've had it for decades. looking for just the right chair. I was recently thrifting with my friend Barbara, and we were in a thrift store and I saw it. I saw the chair. It's a Tell City chair, and it's got on the back of it, it's got engraved acorns. And it was gorgeous, and it was a great price. And so I brought it home and I recovered the bottom, the seat, not the bottom, the seat with the tapestry, the needlepoint tapestry from Grandmother Gump's dining room chairs. And here I'll show you a picture of the chair. I think it turned out really beautifully. What do you think? I am so delighted to finally have this piece finished, an FFO, and great, great memories of my husband's family. Next is the one piece that I've been stitching on pretty much since we last visited. I've pretty much been working exclusively on this piece, and it's Friends of the Heart by Plum Street Samplers. Remember, this was the stitch along that I've been doing with Anne and Pat and Donna Wynn and Andy of Nana's Needles. It's been almost a year to the day that I first saw this piece, the model, at a Dying to Stitch retreat. And we decided then and there, we have to stitch this. And so every stitch of it was a pleasure. Paulette, your designs are amazing, and they're always such a joy to stitch. So here it is, Plum Street Samplers, Friends of the Heart. What do you think? I used pretty much the called for colors. I changed out the ecru for a silk, and there was one other color that I subbed out, and we used Roasted Fig from Weeks Dye Works. But I just love it. So I've got Andy's little initial in there, right there. We've got a little A, and then I've got spots right here and here and here for my other friends to stitch in their initials, and then it will be complete and off to the framer. I'm thrilled. All right. I know I'm such a slothful stitcher. That's really all I have to show you today. But I do want to share with you some things that I've been able to purchase. The first one is a collaboration between Evertote, that's Caroline Off the Grid's company, and Ginger Gerald Designs, and Nancy Turner of Victorian Motto Sampler Shop. So the collaboration came with the Evertote project bag and accessory bag in this beautiful blue paisley. I chose the paisley. There is another pattern, but I chose the paisley. And it also came with the matching needle minder, which is beautiful, fabric covered, just gorgeous. So bags, and then it came with the first part of the series, Stories of the North from Ginger Gerald Designs. And you'll see it's just gorgeous. It's a blue heron, I think, and just beautiful motifs in there. There will be other parts to this series, so I'm really excited. And it also came with 4 flosses from Victorian Motto, and these are just some lovely, lovely blues inspired by the North. Look at this. Aren't they lovely? And so you can choose any 2 of the 4 blues to stitch that first part of Ginger Gerald's design. Caroline started it on a recent Friday Off the Grid, which I'm really excited about, and I can't wait to start it. I think it's going to be a fun stitch, and I'm looking forward to Ginger Gerald's next in the series, Stories of the North. So I wanted to share with you 3 of the latest charts that I picked up at Dying to Stitch. I know, there have been dozens since we last visited together, but these are the latest 3 that I picked up on a recent trip to Dying to Stitch. And so the first one is from from Pineberry Lane, and it's Sarah Platt 1811. Look at this beautiful little sampler. Is that sweet as can be? Just lovely autumnal colors. I'm looking forward to it. I love Pineberry Lane. I love their designs, and this little sampler is just a sweet addition to my collection. The next one is from Waxing Moon Designs, and it's the Halloween House Trio. Aren't they adorable? Oh my goodness. Little houses and bunting underneath, and this one says Halloween. There's a moon on this one. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. So I think I'm going to do these all in one piece rather than doing them separately. We'll see what happens, but these are adorable. Waxing Moon Designs Halloween House Trio. Okay, this last one. Paulette Stewart of Plum Street Samplers has come out with 4 new designs, I think. And they're all great. They're all great, as all things Paulette are. But this one in particular. Buzz off. It's this really handsome crowned crow on top of a bee scap. It's everything. I love it. I so look forward to stitching this. I think it's great. So those are the latest 3 that I got from Dying to Stitch. Also, I purchased a bunch of what I truly believe is the best new thing in the world. Michelle, I know, Bendy Stitchy, that you have lots of best new things in the world. This is truly the best new thing in the world. And I know it's been around a while, but it's new to me. So I went out and bought a bunch of remote control candles and spread them all throughout my living space. And so as the days are getting shorter and the sun starts to set, I just point my remote and voila! The candle comes on. And so I just walk, sorry Nancy, oh my goodness. I just walk around my living space, pointing and shooting, and all of a sudden I have this beautiful candlelit autumn ambiance in my house. It's amazing. It's so cozy, so hygge, H-Y-G-G-E, however you say that. That feeling of coziness and gathering in. It just blesses my heart. And so I think it's just perfect for cozy autumn evenings. And then I turn them off when I go to bed. Remote control electric candles. Best new thing in the world. Before I leave you today, I wanted to share with you a bit of a honeybee update. When we were in the cone of uncertainty for Hurricane Florence, we started thinking about we need to go out and do full hive inspections on all 6 of our beehives. And so even though the storm turned and we were no longer in the danger zone, we did go out and we did full inspections on our hives. And we took a little bit of video while we were out there just to give you another little peek inside of our beehives and inside of our beekeeping journey. So I wanted to share that with you here. So we've got this little thing called Hurricane Florence, and she was scheduled to come into our area a little bit as well. It looks like she's taken a turn toward the south, and we will get rain and some wind, flooding, yes, but not the high winds that we were thinking we might get. So today we've gone through the hives to make sure everybody's okay. We're seeing lots and lots of bees, lots of honey stores. Looks like everybody's really getting ready for winter the way that they should. And so now we're going to be buttoning up the hives. Tom, do you want to go ahead and put this one back together?
Sure thing.
So the screened inner cover goes inside the lid, and it just gives them some extra ventilation at the top. This one's covered with bees, so we'll shake them back into the hive. Can you see that big ball of bees right on top? Oh my goodness.
So the screened inner cover gives them, like I said, a little extra ventilation. We, here in Virginia, we run screened inner cover and screened bottom board throughout the year. Ventilation is really important because in the winter, if you have a very warm hive, because the bees keep it very warm, about 92 degrees in their little brood nest area. If you have a very warm hive and very cold temperatures outside, that's a recipe for condensation, which is a killer for bees. So we're just going to ask the bees to go down into the hive for just a moment.
All right, girls, time to button you up. Aunt Flo is coming.
Aunt Flo is coming. She's not very nice either. So we're just going to put on the screened inner cover. And again, that's a ventilation thing. Okay, girls. And then the lid goes on. And it's telescoping, which means that it comes out on the sides and the front and the back all the way around so that rain can't seep in. It's got a metal top on this one. All of ours have metal tops. Some are arched and they have copper tops. Some are just metal tops.
Extra.
Extra. Since we won't be getting really high winds, we're just going to brick ours on top. If we were going to get stronger winds, then we would strap our hives down. We would strap them, all the boxes together, and strap them down to the cinder blocks underneath and weight them even heavier on top. So just a little storm prep today here at Flannel Jammies Farm. I hope all of my friends to the south of us fare well. Please be prepared. Please leave if you're asked to. Protect yourselves, my friends, and be safe. And here we are. We're going deeper into this top bar hive. You can see that wax comb in there is bright white. That is brand new comb that they've built. Some of the comb that we have here is darker in color. That bright white is brand new wax comb that they've built. You can see it against the yellow here. You can see the difference in color. Look at those bees.
What we have here is drone brood on the opposite side.
We do? So let's take a look.
That needs to go.
Well, they will take care of that. You see this drone brood? It's kind of, it looks like it's bulleted out. It's poking out from the surface of the wax comb, and it's bigger because drones are bigger. Those are the boy bees, remember. Drones are the boy bees. And so that's a lot of drone brood. And this is the time of year when the girls, the worker bees, remember they're mostly girls, just a handful of boys. The worker bees at this time of year are going to start kicking the drones out. They're going to start kicking them out basically to die because they know that their winter stores are very sparse and they need enough to feed the queen and to feed themselves and get themselves through the winter. The drones are kind of dead weight. They don't forage for food, they don't take care of babies, they don't even have a stinger to protect themselves in the hive. And so, since they are dead weight, during the winter, when things are scarce, they have to go.
Pretty babies.
Yes. All right, everybody. I better go help my husband. He's been doing all the work.
Sweet friends, it has been such a delight to visit with you today. I've enjoyed our time together, and I'm hoping to come back very soon to show you more of my stitching. Now that my largest whip is done and completed, I will have time to focus on other whips that have been hanging around and perhaps a few new starts, and I'll be able to share that with you soon. I would ask your prayers. Those of you who know us know that I am very close with my children, my son Robert and my daughter Trista, her husband Scott. Our daughter Trista has accepted a position with a new company and will be moving to Singapore. Yes, Singapore. This mama's heart is hurting, but also bursting with pride for her and for the opportunity and the adventure that await she and her husband. So I ask your prayers for them as they move and as they travel and as they explore that part of the world. Friends, again, it's been lovely to visit with you, and until we meet again, I invite you to be the grace and the kindness that you want to see in our world. Bye-bye.
If I just say the words, is that enough to make them true? If I just say the words, well, you know that I love you. I try to open up my heart so that you can see the truth. If I just say the words,